Kylian Mbappé has scored 5 penalties this season and it's only September. And the hate he is getting is absolutely unbelievable, and it is pure hypocrisy from a certain fan base when it comes to the world of football. Now, 5 penalties in September. Football has found their next Cristiano Ronaldo. So apparently if you're scoring a bunch of penalties, you shouldn't really be, what he's really trying to say here is 5 penalties isn't really, special. Cristiano Ronaldo used to be Penaldo. Now they have their new Penaldo, which means he's just going to score nothing but penalties. Inflated stats, but they're mostly coming from pens. And they're saying this is the perfect replacement for Real Madrid from going from Cristiano Ronaldo to Mbappe because they both love to score penalties. But when a certain other person was scoring pens, Lionel Messi was given 5 penalties, scored 4. 7 out of the World Cup goals that he scored were, 4 of them were pens. He was called the GOAT after achieving nothing but the World Cup. After scoring 4 out of 7 goals were pens, was awarded 5 of them, didn't score all of them, and they called him the GOAT. Gave him a Ballon d'Or off it when he clearly did not deserve it, considering Erling Haaland had broken the record for most Premier League goals scored in a season. In his first year in the Premier League, Manchester City had never ever won a Champions League, won them the Champions League, won them the FA Cup, won them the league, treble. He won everything he could with Man City. It's unfortunate that he was born, in Norway, because if not, my man would have been in the World Cup, but he didn't even get to play in the World Cup because they didn't qualify because it's literally him and Odegaard and a bunch of nobodies. But after all that, and Lionel Messi not even having half the goal contributions that Alan had that year, Messi ended up getting it for scoring 4 pens in a World Cup. 4 pens in a World Cup, basically. And they called him the GOAT. Now, Mbappe scores 10 pens out of 50 goals. He's a penalty merchant. The next Penaldo, they're just digging at him. And to me, that's unfair. Unfair that one player can score all the penalties he can, right? Gets awarded controversial penalties too. At least 4 out of those pens were controversial, man. I'll tell you, the Julian Alvarez, getting, slamming into the goalkeeper against Croatia, I don't think that's a pen. Obviously the one that he missed against Poland, I didn't think that was a pen. It was just questionable after questionable. Penalties, the one against Netherlands, questionable, but my man got called the GOAT. They thought this guy was the second coming of Jesus Christ for scoring a couple pens, in the World Cup. He ends up winning the World Cup, gets called the GOAT. Mbappe, he gets a penalty. Diminish his success. Man, if he's gonna score 50 goals and 10 are pens, man, not really a great accomplishment. That's literally what they're trying to do, diminishing Mbappe. And to me, that's just bias. That's just hypocrisy, lads. At the end of the day, a goal is a goal. If you score a free kick from halfway or a pen, it's going to be a goal. And to be honest, most of these pens that Mbappe's getting, to be honest, they're fair pens. And this is not coming from a Real Madrid or Barca fan. I am not a fan of neither one. If you really want to know what team I support, you go through the YouTube, you'll see me mention it. But I'm not a fan of neither Madrid, Barca, Man United, none of that. To be honest, I equally dislike all of those clubs. But at the end of the day, Mbappe, to me, skillfully is the best player in the world right now. And even if he's scoring 5 pens and it's only September, what do you want to do? Miss the pen so you're happy? Nah, man. He's going to score them. I'll tell you that much. And this is honestly, pretty amazing in my opinion. And Kylian Mbappe, I think he was ranked a little too low when it came to the Ballon d'Or because at the end of the day, Kylian Mbappe had 42 goal contributions in the 24-25 season. He had a lot of pens. I won't lie. 10 is a significant amount, but to be so low in the Ballon d'Or rankings, as well as Rafinha being 5th and not 2nd, just shows where the bias is in football. Lamine Yamal with 26 goal contributions almost won the Ballon d'Or. So it just shows how biased this football, fandom is at times. Or people really just like pushing other players over the other and diminish the other one for scoring pens, but the other one's going to get glorified for pens just because of the team they play for. Because I'm telling you this right now, if Lamine Yamal and Kylian Mbappe switch seasons, Lamine Yamal would finish top 3 in the Ballon d'Or race, 1,000%. Even if he didn't win anything significant, they would put Lamine Yamal where Vitinha was, and Mbappe would have been like 5th or 6th. But at the end of the day, it's all footballing bias, and that's always been the problem with this. People love to be hypocrites. In my opinion, just stick to what it is. If you think pens aren't really a significant thing in football, if you're scoring pens and you're like, oh, it's only a penalty, then when your favorite player scores a pen, don't glorify it. Don't glorify it. Stick to your rules. Don't try to move the goalpost now. And that's the problem with world football. We see it with analysts, we see it with random fans, with everyone. People move the goalposts for their agendas. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Do you believe penalties are genuinely a good part of football? Or can you diminish someone's success if they score, 5 pens and it's only September? But anyways, thank you guys for watching.